This woman in the Atlanta, Georgia area was arrested for calling the police on squatters inside of her own home. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we have yet another crazy story of squatters in the Atlanta metro area. This time it's in Clayton County, which is south of Atlanta. Over there was at Riverdale, Jonesboro. I think the majority of Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport is in Clayton County. So you can kind of understand where we are. Now, the woman owns the property, and the person who squatted was not a tenant, although she was related to a previous tenant. The woman calls the police on the squatters and winds up finding herself locked up. Now, look, I don't understand how squatters have any kind of rights. Listen, if you don't have a lease, if you don't own the property, if you have nothing, then how can you say that you have the right to be there? If you break into my home and stay there without consent, you need to get locked up. Go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little. I shouldn't be the one facing going to jail, getting locked up, dealing with lawyers and whatnot because of what someone else did that was wrong from the very beginning. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the actual video. Of course, I will link to this in the box. This is WSB TV out there in Atlanta. And if you are on IG, Facebook, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
A Clayton County attorney spent 2 nights in jail after police arrested her for trying to remove an alleged squatter from her home. Good evening. I'm George Estevez.
Hello, I'm Wendy Corona in for Linda Stouffer.
That alleged squatter remains in the Clayton County house more than 3 months after an eviction battle began. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is here now. And Justin, the homeowner is the one facing criminal charges here, not the squatters.
George, the Clayton County homeowner says she showed up to the house because she thought the alleged squatter had finally moved out after losing a court judgment. Instead, the Clayton Sheriff's Department says that homeowner performed an illegal eviction.
They've been squatting, and if they have to get somebody killed, they'll do it. Calm down.
From Clayton County Sheriff's body camera, you can see the homeowner, Lalitha Hale, taken away to jail, not the alleged squatter at this Livingston Drive home.
She's going to be charged with criminal damage to property for all of your belongings, criminal trespass as well for her coming in here.
I spent the night on a mat on a concrete floor in deplorable conditions while this woman, this squatter, slept in my home.
Let's pause. Did you hear the cop? The cop's like, the woman, the homeowner, is going to be charged with damaging their property and whatnot. When the reality is that the woman was just trying to clean her own house out because these squatters lost a court judgment and the judgment said that they got to get out. So she thinking, okay, it's out, they're done, I'm cleaning up. But that wasn't the case. And now she's facing charges.
Lalitha Hale says this all started back in August when she called police after finding Sakimia Johnson in the house.
How can she not be a squatter when I don't know this person? I've never had any type of contractual relationship with this person.
But a Clayton County magistrate judge ruled under the new Squatter Reform Act, Sakimia Johnson did not qualify as a squatter because she is related to a previous evicted tenant's partner.
You're related to a previously evicted tenant's partner. What's that got to do with anything? My cousin, baby daddy, stepson's niece's baseball coach. What that got to do with anything? You are not a tenant. If you're in the home without anything that says you're a tenant, that you're there legally, you are a squatter. And what could she possibly have that says she's there legally if there is no contractual agreement between her and a landlord? If she was living with someone who had a contractual agreement, where is that at? If you were evicted, that means you're not in the house anymore. And again, you're talking about your cousin, baby daddy, nephew, uncles, baseball coach, school teacher from the 3rd grade. What's that got to do with you? That's not you. And even if it was you, the previously evicted tenant, you were evicted. Therefore, you don't have rights to be at the property.
I was written a citation about a lawful squatting and an order. A judge signed the order denying it, saying that I wasn't a squatter.
That started a multi-month court battle, filings and appeals. Johnson even filed for bankruptcy, listing Lalitha Hale as her only creditor. But November 18th, a magistrate judge ordered a final judgment in Hale's favor. Hale says she thought Johnson moved out.
Returned on Monday to start painting. and she had broken the locks and re-entered my property.
She just pulled up out of nowhere, and she had this guy with him, and I locked the door. I locked the screen door, and he forced himself in, telling us to get out.
Hale admits she is still waiting on a signed writ of possession, meaning she has no legal right to evict.
We have to be notified of this. A writ has to be served, and we have to be involved in that for it to be a legitimate eviction.
Hi there, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. No one answered at the home when we knocked. The sheriff's deputy can be heard on body camera telling Hale to think of things from the alleged squatter's point of view.
But just think of it from this perspective, though. Everybody isn't as fortunate as you to have a bed. No, I'm just saying, a bed, the little things.
To see,
Bro, they're not as fortunate as you. Look, I don't care what they got going on. I don't care if they homeless. I don't care if they smoke crack for a living. Just because they're going through a hard time, they got a hard life, does not give them the right to victimize somebody else, sir. It don't give them that right. Everybody got a sob story, and I ain't trying to hear that. Okay, a dude put a gun in your face, give me all your money or I'm gonna kill you. Oh, and you know the reason why I'm doing it is because I had a hard life and I lost my job and I got laid off. Okay, that's fine. I understand everybody got issues in their life, but what's that got to do with me? Nothing. Just because you're going through a rough patch does not give you the right to victimize me.
that woman walk into my mom's house while I was in a police car. Something is wrong with this picture. Something is inherently wrong with this picture.
So there we go. So shout out to Miss Hale. Hopefully this gets resolved. You don't deserve to be here. You're doing the right thing. You're a law-abiding citizen and you're trying to fight criminals, and the criminals right now have the upper hand due to, in my humble opinion, the incompetent court system down there in the Atlanta metro area. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Miss Hale. This is your house. You didn't do anything wrong at all. At all. To the squatters, hopefully you guys get sent to the penitentiary. Like, I'm serious. Like, I hate people like that try to justify their wrongdoings. Nah, ain't no justification. You're doing something that's wrong. You're trying to be funny with the laws, all this kind of stuff. And even if you are able to follow the law in this instance, you know you're doing the wrong thing. You know you don't belong there. You know you're not paying no rent. You know you're squatting in someone else's property and you shouldn't be doing it. How about getting a job? How about going to school? Learn how to be a nurse. Learn how to do hair or something like that, rather than taking from innocent people. Your own quote unquote black sister. Stop stealing, stop being a thief, and become part of society and be productive. Am I asking for too much? I hope not, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on this whole situation? I mean, squatter is talking about well, the judge said this, and then the cop talking about, look at it from their point of view. Everybody's not so. Check your privilege. Check your privilege. You're a homeowner. You're doing things right. You're a law-abiding citizen. Check your privilege and allow these criminals to come into your property and do whatever they want to do without paying no rent, without doing nothing. Meanwhile, let's not forget this. If you are the homeowner, you still are obligated to keep the property up, even with squatters in there. You can't turn off the water, the power. You got to fix things. So you're draining all your resources, all your finances to take care of these freeloaders who are robbing you. That's just not a thing that should be going on. So they got the Squatters Act. I'm not sure how this was able to go through the loophole of the Squatters Act, but obviously they got to tighten it up because there's something wrong here. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is a travesty. This is ridiculous. I've seen this kind of thing happen before, not only in the Atlanta metro area, but all over the country, where squatters just do whatever they want. We saw that story in New York where somebody else got arrested. A woman got arrested. Same situation. Inherited a house, squatters go in there, do whatever they want to do, and it takes a court battle, it takes money, it takes time, all of that, maybe even getting locked up yourself to be able to have the whole thing come to resolution. Again, I would not wish this on my worst enemy. This is really crazy. And I'm going to drive the point home one more time as I close, wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Listen, just because you're going through a rough patch, just because you have a tough life, some kind of sob story, does not give you the right to victimize other people. It's very simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.